Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all viewers and listeners. Welcome to our academic forum titled Awareness on Accurate Use of English Tenses, Reasons and Implications. This forum is conducted under the principles of Capacity Pedagogi Pembelajaran Bermakna, KPPB, with the big idea being accurate, being professional. Today discussions highlights an important pillar of effective communication, tense accuracy. Accurate tenses use is not simply about passing examinations. It is about demonstrating clarity, credibility, and professionalism in both academic and real-world settings. As emphasized by Alice 2006, accuracy is one of the main indicators of successful second language acquisition, and tense mastery forms a crucial part of grammatical accuracy. I am Nish, your moderator. With me today are two big panelists. It's Brother Najab, specializing in language accuracy and TESOL learner development, and Brother Akif, specializing in curriculum assessment and professional communication. Our forum today will be divided into three major segments. For the first segment, theoretical foundations and academic research. For the second segment, deep discussion, Malaysian TESOL issues and implication. For the last segment, it's going to be pedagogical strategies, professionals, relevance, and conclusion. We will also integrate three academic texts throughout the discussion within text citations to support our claims and strengthen the academic quality of this forum. Without further delay, let us begin with our first major question. Why tense accuracy matters? Our first question is directed to panel 1. It is Najab. Why does accurate tense use matter so much in English communication?
Thank you, Danish. So the question is, why does accurate tense use matter so much in English communication? So accurate tense is essential because tenses are temporal system, a way of anchoring meaning in time. As highlighted by Celsi Murcia and Larson Freeman 1999, tenses are not simply grammatical rules, they represent relationships between time, aspect, and speaker intention. When tenses are used inaccurately, the listener becomes unsure when an event happened. Apart from that, the message may be misinterpreted, and then the speaker may appear less confident or less credible. Last but not least, communication loses precision. For example, I go to KL or Kuala Lumpur yesterday. We can see that the time reference contradicts the tense. Second, I am finished my work. Incorrect aspect causes confusion. Last but not least, we will meet last week. It is impossible for time sequence. According to Alice 2006, such errors indicate development gaps, but they also reduce intelligibility, especially in formal communication. Tense accuracy is tied to academic writing, formal speaking, task instructions, reflections, storytelling, journalism, and workplace documentation. Learners must therefore master not just form but also meaning and use, which aligns with the form meaning use framework described by Celsi Murcia and Larson Freeman 1999.
So thank you, Najat, for the info and the analysis. So we can already see that accuracy is not a trivial matter. It shapes meaning and credibility. Now, I would like to bring in our second panelist.
All right, greeting guys. I am Akif, and for this topic, first of all, thank you for the Danish as a moderator. Okay, for this topic, from a professional communication perspective, accurate text use reflects discipline, organization, and professionalism. Employers, as noted in workplace communication studies, commonly evaluates a candidate's reliability through how they write emails, resumes, or formal reports. If a resume states, like, I managed cash register last year, instead of I managed, this signals carelessness. According to research on workplace literacy, thanks accuracy affects how supervisors judge written reports, incident logs, and duty statements. Inaccuracy gives the impression that the writer is inattentive, like a problem highlighted by Lister and Renta 1997, who emphasized that error awareness is crucial for improving overall communicative competence. Thus, tense accuracy supports first, clear documentation, second, accurate reporting, and the third one, effective teamwork, and the last one is professional reliability. This directly ties to the KPBB big idea, being accurate, being professional.
So, thank you, Akif. So, we're now going to move into deeper academic grounding. Let's begin with our first academic text. I invite panelist one to present it.
Thank you, Danish. So the first academic text, which is text 1 from Alice 2006. So Alice 2006 provides an essential foundation for understanding why tense acquisition is challenging for ESL learners. He emphasizes several key ideas. First, tense, tense acquisition happens in stages. Learners acquire English tenses in predictable sequences. They typically master simple present, simple past, and also present continuous. Before moving towards more complex structures such as the present perfect or past perfect, so they must typically master those aspects. Second, meaningful exposure is necessary. According to Alice 2006, argues that mechanical drills alone do not develop true accuracy. Instead, learners need context-rich input such as stories, conversations, and meaningful communication. Apart from that, instruction and feedback improves accuracy. Corrective feedback helps learners notice their errors, as it is a process known as noticing, which is vital for tense improvement. This concept explains why tense accuracy cannot be mastered overnight. It requires structured stages, meaningful input, and also consistent correction. As the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Najat. So, let us move to the second academic text by Akif.
All
Please,
right,
Akif.
for this topic, this book usually introduces powerful framework. like form, meaning, and use. The first one is form. What is form? Form is the grammatical structure, or as the like I have eaten. And the second one is meaning, the concept conveyed by the tense, like completed action with present relevance. The third one is use, the appropriate situation in which the tense is used. Celsey, Murcia, and Larson Freeman, 1999, argue the TESOL learners often learn form only like memorizing rules, but they fail to use tenses correctly in real communication because they do not understand meaning and use. For example, students may know the form like have and plus past participle, but they cannot explain why it should be used instead of simple past. This framework is extremely important for teachers because it guides lesson planning and ensures that tense instruction is meaningful and practical, not mechanical.
So thank you, Akif. Finally, let's examine the third key text by me. So the third academic text is Lister and Ranta 1997. So Lister and Ranta 1997 studied the impact of classroom corrective feedback. Their findings include immediate corrective feedback increased tense accuracy, elicitation and prompts examples say that again carefully lead to more self-correction than recast. Self-repair improves long-term accuracy. Students need to recognize their tense error to develop control over them. This research supports a teacher role in maintaining accuracy and cultivating professional communication habits in learners. Because when learners practice accuracy repeatedly, they eventually carry this into their workplace communication. Aligning with KPPB emphasis on meaningful and professional learning experience. So now we move into the longest section, deep discussion, problem analysis, and Malaysian TESOL implications. Let's begin with a broad question. Why do Malaysian learners struggle with tense accuracy?
So, thank you, Danish. And that is a very interesting question about why do Malaysian learners struggle with tense accuracy as we are Malaysians, right? So, there are several reasons, many supported by SLA research. First and foremost is L1 influence. Malay verbs do not change from according to time. Instead, speakers use time markers, for example, like semalam, tadi, nanti. So this results in direct translation, such as already eat. Saya sudah makan. So
Mhm.
you can see like sudah is time markers for the languages. So that there are no usage of tense in Malay language itself. So at least 2006 noted that cross-linguistic transfer is a major source of grammatical errors.
Okay, for this topic, why do Malaysian learners struggle with tense accuracy? I will continue the Brother Najab conversation. Okay, for the first one is influence. Okay, for the second one is limited exposure. Research on Malaysian TESOL context shows that many learners only use English in the classroom. Without natural exposure, they rely on memorization rather than real communication. The third one is overemphasis on exams. Malaysian students often learn grammar only to pass tests. They see tenses as grammar rules to remember rather than meaning systems to be used. The fourth is fear of making mistakes. Lister and Renta 1997 argued that hesitation and fear reduce opportunities for feedback and improvement.
So, thank you both. Let's move to the next question. That's not the end of the question, that's the second question. So, what are the effects of tenses inaccuracy in academic communication?
Wow, such a big question. The effects of tense inaccuracy in academic communication. So, in academic writing, tense accuracy signals organization and logical thinking. For example, research articles use the past tense to describe methodology. Literature reviews often use the present tense to describe general knowledge. And last but not least, reflections uses a mix of present and past. At least 2006 stated that tense errors reduce comprehensibility and affect academic performance.
Alright. In speaking assessments such as MOETS, IELTS, and CEFR aligned tests, tense errors negatively affects the grammar and coherence bands. Examiners evaluate first tense consistency. The second one verb form accuracy. The third one is clarity of timeline. The fourth one is contextual appropriateness. Even high-level vocabulary cannot compensate for frequent tense errors.
That is an excellent insight. So for the next question, how does tense accuracy affects professionalism?
All right. How does tense accuracy affects professionalism? Is it? All right. Accuracy signals competence. For example, in a report, the incident occurred at 9:20 p.m. Past tense is essential. Like in a meeting, we are currently working on. Uh, Present continuous shows progress. Like in planning, we will submit the report tomorrow. Future tense shows intention. Incorrect tenses creates confusion and may even cause proced- procedural mistakes.
I can't agree more. But I would also like to add that tense accuracy also affects perception. Someone who uses tenses accurately appears educated, attentive, detail oriented, and also reliable. These traits are highly high valued across professions.
Let's shift to pedagogy. How can teachers help students improve tense accuracy? Can you continue the job?
Yes, Danish. So for the next parts, the question is how can teachers help students improve tense accuracy? So I will discuss 6 strategies supported by SLA research. The first strategy is contextualized teaching. Alice 2006 emphasizes meaningful input. So teachers should use stories, news articles, diary entries, and also real life events. Apart from that, maybe teachers should use timelines and visuals. So visualization helps students understand time relationships. Apart from that, input enhancement. Highlight tense markers in text. Research shows this increases noticing. Next, output-based practice. Tasks requiring students to produce language like storytelling, peer interviews, builds accuracy. And the fifth strategy is error journals. So students can document their own tense errors, analyze them, and rewrite them correctly. So this process shows the progress of their understanding in the usage of the tenses and the accuracy itself. So last but not least is peer correction. So as Lister and Renta 1997 found, learners benefit from interactive feedback. So maybe they can write an essay or something, and then they ask their friends to check whether there are any grammar mistake or tests. So the interactive feedback can improve their accuracy in the usage of tenses. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Brother Najab. I will continue your ideas to elaborate on assessment strategies. The first one is balanced assessment. It is used both to control exercises like a test form. Second one is free writing to test application. The next one is rubrics. It is used to include grammar accuracy as a criterion. The next one is feedback conferences, like face-to-face discussion, help learners understand their tense mistakes better. The fourth one is continuous monitoring. It is used as a short weekly task to help teachers track tense development. The fifth is form, meaning use, based testing. It is aligned test to the framework by Celsi, Murcia, and Larson Freeman, 1999. All right.
Yeah. So now we will proceed to professional applications. So in resumes, usually the usage of tense is past tense for completed jobs or either present tense for current job roles. So for emails, usually we use future tense for planned actions. For example, I will attach. So it's the word will shows that we in the future we will do that thing. We will attach it. So apart from that, the usage is in briefing notes. So present continuous is used for ongoing tasks. In the meantime, past tense is used for reports.
Right. In teaching, lesson plans use. Students will able to, for example, future learning outcomes. Teacher explains. Uh, Procedural present. Uh, the third one is students practiced, like reflection or post lesson reporting. Tense accuracy ensures clarity and professionalism in documentation.
So, we will explore why tense accuracy matters in education, daily communication, and professional context. This forum will run for 45 minutes with explanations, analysis, and interactive discussion. So, we will continue the opening statements with Najaf.
Thank you, Danish. So, in linguistics, tense accuracy is directly linked to meaning. According to Arya et al. 2021, tense misuse is one of the main causes of misinterpretation in academic writing. So, we can see that today, I would like to present that research finding on tense usage, common learners errors, and also how tense accuracy promotes clarity.
Thank you, Danish. In professional settings, tense accuracy affects credibility. Bieber, Leach, and Conrad, 2021, explain that tense choice influences how competent and organized a writer appears. I will share examples from workplace communication like emails, reports, and customer interaction, where tense accuracy becomes essential.
Okay, so let's begin with the basics. English has 12 major tenses organized into past, present, and future structures. However, learners often mix them, leading to confusion. From Arya et al. 2021, stated that the present perfect is frequently misused. Apart from that, in academic writing, incorrect tense can distort meaning. Last but not least, chronology must be consistent. For example, the incorrect form, the researcher found that the results have shown. Meanwhile, the correct version is the researcher found that the results showed. This tense agreement is called temporal consistency, and it is essential for clear writing.
So, thank you, Najab. This aligns with the KPPB idea that learning must be meaningful when students understand the reason behind tense selection, accuracy improves naturally. So, for the academic research on tense use, let's continue with Najab.
Thank you, Danish. So next, let's look at findings from Biber et al. 2021. First, spoken versus written English uses tense differently. Second, academic writing relies more on past simple, present simple, and present perfect. Last but not least, workplace writing prefers simple tenses for clarity. This means that tense accuracy changes depending on the context of communication.
So, meaning, audience, and purpose influence tense choice. This supports the KPPB idea of intentional and contextual learning. So we gotta move to professional implications of tense accuracy. Let's continue this segment with Akif.
What an interesting topic. Okay, now let's explore tense accuracy in the workplace. The first one is miscommunication. Wrong tense equal to wrong interpretation. For example, incorrect. The incorrect one is the meeting was tomorrow. Meanwhile, the correct one is the meeting is tomorrow. So the difference there is was and is. The second one is perception of competence. Nasaji 2022 states that grammatical accuracy affects how colleagues judge professionalism. The third one is operational or legal consequences. For example, in healthcare, the nurse has administered the medication, very clear and completed, versus the nurse administered the medication. It is may refer to earlier or unclear time. For accurate tense communicates responsibility, timing, and professionalism.
Thank you, Akif. That clearly connects tense accuracy to the big idea of KPPB, being accurate and being professional. So we're gonna move to the next big topic, interactive sentence correction. I will now show some incorrect sentences. Let's have our panelists explain the errors. So, for the first sentence, She's going to the meeting yesterday. Can you make it correct for the sentence, Najab?
Okay, Danish, it is my pleasure. So the sentence is she is going to the meeting yesterday. This mixes future and past tense. So instead of she is going to the meeting yesterday, the correct form should be she went to the meeting yesterday.
Yeah. In an office, this mistake can cause scheduling confusion. Okay, for the second sentence, I will submit the report that I finished last night.
So for this sentence, tenses must match. I will submit the report that I finished last night.
Mhm. Accuracy here shows reliability and responsibility.
So deep. We're gonna move to the a big segment. It is deep panel discussion. Let's discuss why tense errors persist. Najab?
Okay, so the discussion is about why tense errors persist. So, first and foremost, tense errors persist is due to the influence of first language. Apart from that, overgeneralization of rules. Last but not least is lack of meaningful practice, which is according to Nasaji 2022.
Okay, for me, the first one is students memorize rules but don't apply them. Second one is limited exposure to real workplace writing. And the last but not least, which is time pressure causing careless mistakes.
So, these discussions show that tense accuracy must be tied to meaningful learning, exactly what KPPB emphasizes. That's the end of this segment. Thank you. So, in conclusion, today we explored why tense accuracy matters, theoretical and academic foundations, Malaysian TESOL learner challenges, implication for academics and professional communication, pedagogical strategies, real life applications, as highlighted by ELIS 2006, Salsi Murcia and Larson Freeman, 1999, and Lister and Ranta, 1997. Tense accuracy is a cornerstone of effective communication. And under the KPPB big idea, being accurate, being professional, we recognize that accuracy is not merely about correctness. It is a reflection of character, responsibility, and professionalism. Thank you to both panelists, Brother Najab and Brother Akif, for your valuable contributions. Thank you to our viewers. Assalamualaikum and goodbye.